All right. Today is Sunday, November 10th, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. Let's talk about what we're looking at for setups for the week. First, just want to start off with taking a look at the economic calendar in the US. We had the Federal Reserve come out, and as anticipated, they did a 25 basis point cut last week. So we are now down 75 basis points going into the end of the year, and we're now also through the election. Thank God. There is finally no uncertainty about the election going into the market. With a Trump victory, we've found that markets have been extremely bullish, and that was anticipated. It was likely bearish for energies, bullish Trump trade, and inverse for Kamala. If Kamala would have won, I think stocks would have sold off and crude oil would have probably gone up. But we saw exactly as anticipated based on the victory. I was a little bit surprised at the sweep in terms of the margin of victory by Trump, but here we are. And I think the markets were a little bit surprised as well, since we saw some pretty massive gains last week after that. So, what are we looking at this week? We're looking at CPI. We've got some Fed speakers coming out here. We've got jobless claims on Thursday, retail sales on Friday. A little bit of a light week, I would say. Veterans Day coming up here. So Veterans Day being tomorrow, Monday, and then if we look at the earnings whisper, let's see, we've got a pretty decent calendar here. There's actually a good amount of earnings that are going to be displayed or posted tomorrow. Ones that I'd probably be interested in are Monday.com. Tuesday, we've got Home Depot, Plug, which is an electric vehicle charging company, I believe. We've got Shopify, Hertz, Rocket Company is not familiar with that one. Spotify will be good. Cisco on Wednesday. I'll put this all in the report as well. We've got Disney Thursday. Disney's a pretty beaten up stock I've been watching. JD.com could be interesting. And then Friday, Alibaba is going to be a good one. Some negative news, I guess, wanting more stimulus from China. We didn't get that, so a lot of Chinese stocks sold off last week. Yeah, some decent earnings. Earnings have been pretty crowded, pretty stacked calendars lately, and we've actually seen a lot of really good earnings beats. So let's take a look at the charts. And first thing you can probably notice here on the feed here is Bitcoin soars above $80,000. We're actually approaching 81,000, which is awesome. I am currently on an Ethereum trade, and Ethereum is actually outpacing Bitcoin in terms of growth over the past month. We're in on an Ethereum long, and we'll look to take some profits probably at the open here. We're going to see a gap up on the futures here for Bitcoin, since we're going from 77 to about 81 or higher. And then same thing for Ethereum here. This is going to gap up to about 3,200. So we're likely going to see a little bit of a sell off, I would think, in order to fill the gap before we head higher. But yeah, some interesting stuff here. Now, what are we looking at in terms of setups for the week? So I want to walk you through the commitment of traders data that we're looking at. So we're looking at potential setups in coffee to go long. I'm going to change this chart over to the coffee chart, which I believe, yep, KC is coffee. So potentially going long on coffee. We're looking at soybean oil, which is a short, which is ZL. So we'll go ahead and pop that in. Soybean oil. Just going to go ahead and save my grid here. We're looking at shorting soybean oil, which is actually having a pretty good run. But I did notice there's kind of this like triple top scenario, which may be playing out here. I mean, it's looking pretty bullish so far. So we got to find some sort of reversal before we're going to be able to enter this trade. But something like that is looking like a potential top. But we could also see a breakout. I mean, we're breaking out of this long-term trend line here. We just have to see if we're going to confirm above it. Are we going to bounce off this and head lower? Or is this a confirmed breakout? Because it is set up to go short. It is testing this resistance and currently breaking through it. Keep in mind, commitment to traders is not a timing tool. So just because it's set up to go short doesn't mean this is the time to go short. So right now I'm looking at a potential breakout here, or it's either going to get rejected and be a triple top, or it's going to be a breakout and we're going to rip higher. So that's an interesting one to follow. The Euro's interesting to follow. It had a pretty dramatic sell-off here, and it's testing these let's see, if we go back a year, and it's getting close to, this year low, testing a low down here. Look at the 3 year, it's pretty high from 3 years, but yeah, we're testing some lows here. I think this is worth probably plotting another candle. somewhere around there. Yeah, we're testing some lows on the euro, but looking like we could consider going long if we get the timing right, find a reversal. Other things, heating oil. Heating oil beaten up here. Oil likely going to continue lower, I would think, through the Trump trade, as I'm going to call it. Trump talking about drill, baby, drill. We're probably going to head lower on the chart here. So not a whole lot to look at. We're going to get rid of a resistance line. I think we're flirting with that Fibonacci retracement here. 618 is the key level. We'll probably end up heading to that level if I had to guess. But yeah, looking to find the setup to go long. It's a tough season right now for oil. We usually look at crude oil and heating oil to head higher going into the end of the year. We're a little bit early on that, being in November. The 5-year note is an interesting one. So 5-year notes are starting to look crowded on the short side by speculators. So that would be an interesting opportunity for us to go long. It's not looking too good right now. We've just been selling off here. I mean, this is the weekly chart, and we're going to go ahead and plot another line there. This is the weekly chart, and we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 down weeks there, a tiny green week, and then 1, 2, 3 red weeks following it. Not a good looking chart there. A lot of breakdowns. Where's the bottom? We're going to find out. Could be here, could be lower. Now, if we want to plot this as a Fibonacci, given the fact that that was before the run up here, that was the low. This is the current high. We're flirting with the 618 level, right? Are we going to remain here or are we going to head lower? That's the ultimate question here. We're either going to remain at the 618 and go higher from here, or we're going to head to the 786, where there's two kind of key resistance points here. So yeah, let's see how this ends up playing out. I do think bonds go higher at some point. I just don't know when. We're lowering interest rates, continuing to low interest rates. So it's only a matter of time until this reverses, but right now is not the time. My momentum indicator went off to go long on the Russell, so that's something I'm going to be following right now. I'm not a fan of going long here where it's just about to test the all-time high. We're actually getting rejected off the all-time high here. Really close to it. Looked like maybe a double top. I would like to get long here if we can retest this channel. Probably somewhere around there would be a good retest. So if we can get a little bit of sell-off here and then head higher, that would be my anticipation. I would like to go long there on the Russell. And we're not currently in on NASDAQ or the S&P, which is totally fine. No need for us to be in those right now. They're at all-time highs as far as the futures trading goes. And then I'm looking to exit my gold long at some point here. Got in at a 26.68, and we're kind of flirting above. We were at 27.20 during the FOMC meeting, and then we sold off a bit. So tighten my stop, looking to get out of that position. Silver, and mainly because there was an moving average cross that I follow as part of my momentum system here. I don't like being in the trade anymore, so we're going to look to get out. Silver, similar. We're testing a resistance here. I'm actually not super happy with this trade anymore, and I'm looking to probably get out of this. But let's see how the week starts off. And now that the FOMC meeting's behind us, let's see how these prices head. Or where these prices head. And then again, Ethereum, we're going to probably take a little bit of profit here at the open. I believe we're going to open up around 3,200 in Ethereum. I think that's actually getting really close to my first price target. Now, if you want to know how are we calculating price targets on something like Ethereum, now this is not the greatest chart, but the futures I think is a little bit better. We want to look at the range. So let's just calculate here. We've been kind of range bound in this period, right? We've been flirting around at 2,700, 2,800 down to about 2,300. I mean, you could even go a little bit lower if you want to be a little more aggressive here. That's kind of the range that we've been trading in. And now that we've broken out of this range, so we'll put kind of a price line here. Now that we're broken out of that range, if we do a measured move higher, where does this block go? We're looking at about $3,300 as a price target here for an equal measured move for the range that we were trading in to a breakout to the upside. we're looking at about $3,300. So that is likely where we're going to take some profit here and then see if we're going to run any higher. The interesting thing here is Ethereum is not near its all-time highs. All-time highs being back here in March 24. But Bitcoin, as we know, is broken out to all-time highs right now. So Ethereum is lagging dramatically, even though the past month it's had pretty significant upside, even further than Bitcoin. So just something we're watching here. We'll take some profit on Ethereum. We'll look to take some profit on gold. We got a tight stop on silver. We remain short on our live cattle position, which is well in profit right now. And a very nice breakdown as well. So this thing could really start to head lower, but chart's looking good there, looking like some good confirmation of a breakdown. So we'll likely head lower. And yeah, that's what we're looking at for the week. I'll put this all in the weekly report. It'll be in the Discord. And feel free to like, comment, subscribe, or join our Discord where we talk through the trades. So thanks for listening. We'll talk again during the week.